Hi Jay, so could you tell us what you've been doing today?
Well, today, been in the studio. We're down in Greenwich. Recorded two things. I'm doing a rap song, a rap tune, with a couple of my friends, and then I did a cappella, a poem as well, which I'm gonna use somehow.
Okay. And for everyone that doesn't know, this was one of Jay's incentives as he was the winner of Spotlight Round 2, which took place on August the 12th, 2010. How did you find, can I just use this opportunity to ask you how you found the Spotlight event? Was it beneficial to you, or do you think it would be beneficial to others? Or?
No, it's really good. I really enjoyed the event. I've performed at quite a few events, but that was a bit different to other ones I've performed at. It was like one big competition, and I've really done a event like that before. So it was good, and there was a good turnout. Yeah, it was good. The structure, semi-finals, final, made it quite interesting. So yeah, and it was like really focused on lyrical stuff as well. And I like, of course, I like music, but it's like it's nice for things to get lyrical as well because I like wordplay.
Definitely. And where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself pursuing music as an actual career, or is it just something you do on the sideline, the whole sort of poetry, music?
Well, of course, my job comes first. So
and remind us what you do.
I'm a personal trainer.
That's it.
So, yeah, but in my spare time, I try and get as much done as I can. I try and go to as many shows as I can,
yeah.
and obviously something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So it would be perfect for me if I could do it as well as a full-time job. But obviously it's hard work.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not something that you're gonna get paid from straight away.
Definitely.
I'm not saying that money is the only reason why I do it, but obviously if you put a lot of time in, and if you're pretty talented, you can get.
Yeah, you should reap the benefits, mate, definitely. And another thing, there's a sort of, I don't know whether to call it a stigma, but definitely something associated with poetry that doesn't it's sort of doesn't attract people to, just as I was to say, I'm hosting a poetry event, will you come? As opposed to, I'm hosting a talent show and everyone, there's singers, rappers, will you come? In usual circumstances, a lot of people are sort of deterred from coming to when they hear poetry, but how can you sort of change the sort of overall sort of negative or boring perception of poetry?
Well, I think that my style for one is it's different to a lot of other poets. I think there are a lot of good poets, but I think there's a lot of boring poets as well. Like they don't really relate to like people our sort of age, younger people. So I'm trying to just make it a bit more interesting for people, a bit more entertaining. So it might not be as deep as other poets, but I'm trying to make it more interesting for people and just make it a bit more relative. So so there is a bit of a stigma when people hear poetry, but I'm trying to change that. And there's a few other poets that I really like as well.
Like?
Sully Breaks.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you what you think about him.
Yeah, I met up with him the other day actually. I met with him yesterday. We're working on a few things.
Wicked.
He's got his DVD coming out. I think Poetry is Cool. So he's probably one of my other favourite poets at the moment. Like he's trying to make poetry more interesting as well. He's really good with wordplay and yeah.
He's got the little University of Sully Breaks, hasn't he, as well? So that's good. That's cool.
But yeah, he's definitely that's sort of the style that I think is much more appealing to people because they don't want to hear about the wind blowing through the trees and stuff like that.
I think too many people think that they'll hear about the wind blowing through the trees, but that's why they don't come. But if they come, they'll realise that it's not just about that, you see. Also, this phrase is very cliche, but I just want to ask you what you think about it and how it might be significant to you. It's okay. Poetry is the salad, music is the dressing, or poetry is the raw beef, music is the burger. What can you get from that, if anything at all? And if you want me to repeat it, I'll happily
repeat that one more time.
Okay. Poetry is like the salad without dressing. Okay. So think like raw.
Yeah.
Okay. Or poetry is the raw beef, music is the burger
Okay,
process.
so music is more like
Yeah.
dressed up and
Yeah, I'm just saying.
process.
What do you think? It might not. You might not agree. You might not.
I don't know. I think obviously the burger appeals to more people just as music appeals to more people,
Mhm.
because more people would rather eat the burger than raw meat, and more people would rather listen to music than they would rather listen to poetry. Like,
Mhm.
to me, if I had the choice of listening to an hour of music or an hour of poetry, it'd probably be music.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I don't know. There's probably a few different reasons for that. Maybe because there aren't enough good poets. There's not enough good poetry, or the sort of poetry that I like.
Mm.
That's like intelligent enough, or but yeah, that's the truth. That's true. That statement you said is true. Yeah, it does appeal to more people, music. So I mean, if I could have it, if I had the choice of being a famous rapper or a famous poet, it
Mm.
probably would be a famous rapper.
I think
But
it's probably because rapping and music is a bit more mainstream. Poetry is still a bit, you know.
yeah, there's a smaller market at the moment
Definitely.
for poetry, but I don't know. I think that can change. I definitely think that can change because it's coming up at more shows now. They're always putting poets on the lineup. I performed quite a bit down at Sunday show, get
Okay.
good reaction down there.
That's good.
Um, they've helped me quite a lot getting my performances out there, and yeah, just going as many places you can, and it's good the reaction that I get because people will come up to me and they'll be like, oh, I don't really like other poets, but I like what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's good that I'm making people like see that it can be entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I needed to ask you before we stop here.
Have you got any up and coming project that we should know about that we can tell people, or where can we look out for you or follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Jay Kwame. You can yeah, don't follow me around like literally, but you can Facebook Jay Kwame. I don't know. I'm trying to get to as many shows as I can, do as many performances as I can.
Look out for your
Yeah,
name.
I've got a performance next week at the Sunday show. If this gets out before then, if not, then you've missed it. And yeah, like I said, me and Sudi Breaks, we're working on something as well, which people should find pretty entertaining.
Can I ask, did you meet Sully from Spotlight or did you contact him beforehand? Because I know lots of people have seen his stuff.
I first met him at just another show where he was performing,
Okay.
and I was performing. I said right to him, and then we just kept on meeting up at different shows. Yeah.
And just to let you know, Sully, obviously he's a really, really good poet and spoken word artist, but he was also one of the judges at Spotlight, and even though they met up and they're kind of mates now, it wasn't fixed, okay? It wasn't fixed, just for the records. But yeah, thank you very much. And just for the camera, what studio are you at today, if you remember?
I'm at a very nice studio that is called
DL Records, Disturbing London.
Disturbing London Records.
That's it. Okay.
There you go.
DLR.
Okay. Alright, thank you very much, Jay. Thank you.